Well, how you doing? Happy Friday to everybody. Sacramento, California, mid-90s. I drive DoorDash. It's a little after 1 o'clock. Of course, it's live, so you know what time it is. Never mind. Just wanting to say how incredibly crazy it is to think that this is the summer of 2024 and the Federal Reserve in the United States, an independent banking group that is mandated by the U.S. government, not controlled by them, but mandated by them. The Federal Reserve really belongs to a bunch of rich families. And then lend the United States money at whatever interest rate they choose. And it behooves them, because they're so rich, to not screw up the economy too much. And they're earmarked to keep inflation at a 2% rate. If you understand what that means, let's put it this way. If something costs $1 this year, next year they're supposed to try to make sure it costs $1.02. The following year, they're supposed to make it cost $1.04 plus 2% on the $1.02 has to rise up as well. So it's like $1.04.50. The following year, so it's $1.04.50. Now it goes to go up to $1.06.50 plus. It's really $1.07. So in 3 years, instead of it being $1.06, it's $1.07. Okay, it adds an extra percent. So it's not really 2% of the value your money is losing. It's 2% of the value your money is losing, on top of the 2% it lost the previous year, and the previous year, and the previous year. Compound interest in your favor, compound inflation works just as much in the negative direction. The interesting thing is, when you've got inflation, the Federal Reserve figures out the things that they're going to count towards the inflation, and it counts it. And it's variable. They can move the items around. Like 1 year they want to use rent, 1 year they want to use the cost of homes, 1 year they want to use the cost of gasoline, 1 year they want to use the cost of buying a car, 1 year they want to use the cost of electricity, and put them all in the basket. And they try to move those around where they think the average person, in other words, the person that owns a $500,000 or $600,000 house and whose family net gross income is $120,000, $140,000 each year, represents how their life is affected. As you well know, I'm driving DoorDash. I make $1,900 a month in Social Security, and with DoorDash right now, because I'm helping take care of my 3-year-old granddaughter a lot, I only get to work maybe 4 days a week, so that's maybe 30 or 40 hours a week, and I probably make somewhere in the range of $350 a week before I take out the gas expense. And since we're a one-car family unit, me, my granddaughter, my daughter, and my son-in-law, that gas is not just used for DoorDash, it's used for all our transportation needs. Me taking my daughter to her respite care jobs, taking her to her doctor's appointments. She's got multiple sclerosis. She's got, what else she got? multiple sclerosis, and anyway, multiple sclerosis is very. She takes 15 pills a day. She's been doing this now for about a year and a half, and lupus is the other thing she has. Sorry about that. So anywho, there's not much money left, and so we end up to buy extraordinarily cheap crap to eat and live on. Meaning a lot of Walmart's French fries, sausage patties. Don't afford to eat out very often. It's funny, I deliver DoorDash, but I can't afford to eat at the even fast food restaurants I deliver for. So in that aspect, give me a couple of ideas. If I go to, let's say, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I recently ate a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I bought a 4-wing combo. That was $6 a year and a half ago. It's $9 now. So that's $3 increase in price, which if you go from $6 is a 50% rate of inflation. However, that just fell off this one. However, 50% rate of inflation there doesn't exactly work with the 3% rate of inflation that the Federal Reserve claims we've got going on now. Little pies at Walmart, 50 cents a year ago, 84 cents, 68% inflation. So if the federal government thinks that my Social Security check ought to be boosted by 2%, and I'm paying 50 or 60%, oh, McDonald's. Large Cokes, $1, now they're $1.49. So that's, again, 50% inflation. So my personal rate of inflation is 50% in a lot of daily items I eat. So if you want to tell me that the rate of inflation is 3%, well, you know, that's your bullshit. But I'm really tired of how the government massages the numbers to make that guy living in a $500,000 or $600,000 house with his family and earning 120 grand, 140 grand a year, and has 401k and has money invested in the banks, equates to me, because he doesn't. And they better get their asses together, because this is bullshit. And I'm leaving the country, and a lot of people are asking me about leaving the country. And hell, I don't like Trump. I'm not real fond of Biden, don't get me wrong, but he has a better cabinet than Trump ever had on his best day. And I mean that in a way where you realize that Trump's cabinet was like a revolving door. Trump's cabinet was like the show that he was on. I didn't really watch it, so I don't know much about it. But there was a lot of "you're fired" going on in Trump's cabinet. That's no way to run our government. That's the way to run a reality television show. You know, that type of drama doesn't get it when you're trying to be fiscally responsible, when you're trying to take care of people, when you're trying to feed the homeless and hungry. Oh, hats off to the mayor of Sacramento, California here. Our number of unhoused people dropped pretty substantially over the last 2 years. Yeah, I know it went up the previous 4 years significantly, so it's easier to make, you know, if you got a nice piece of chicken and it's in the middle of a bunch of cold cuts, it's easier to make that looking good than you got a nice piece of chicken and it's in the middle of a bunch of pieces of filet. But just the same, hats off to them. Things are moving in the better direction. There's still 6,600 homeless people daily in Sacramento, California, in the city. That, like you said, it's down from 9,700 or something like that 2 years ago. So that's progress, but look at those 6,600 he's got now. There's no place they can afford to live. I see it every day. Anyway, have a great day. Have fun. Bye-bye.